I'm Camille from Meeler Husky, and I live with two Siberian Huskies named... Oh, my lord. Do you hear me say Huskers?
Cut.
Welcome back to the Sibe-Stream pod... Oh, my...
Have you been drinking?
No, I think I should be drinking. Where we talk about all things Siberian Husky. I'm Meeler...
This is gonna take forever. Just do it right. You could do this. We're professionals.
This was a meeting.
Just reset. Stop laughing.
Welcome to the Sibe-Stream podcast, where we talk about all things Siberian Husky. I'm Camille from Meeler Husky, and I live with two Siberian Huskies named Phoenix and Gryphon in Southern California.
And I'm Steve from Loki the Siberian, and I live in Southwestern Ontario with three Siberian Huskies, Loki, Sasha, and Izzy.
I can't not say that now. Every time you say Sasha, I'm always like, Sasha.
Sasha.
I hope everybody on the podcast starts doing that too now. Every time I see your TikToks, I'm like, Sasha. We're trying to be a little bit festive. You can see the Phoenix and Gryphons in the background over here. It's, I don't know what, like, how many more days until Christmas? Oh, it is also night 2 of Hanukkah tonight, so holidays are happening. Are you counting the days till Christmas in your head?
Yeah, well, it's 8 days till Loki's birthday, and his birthday's on the 19th, and then it's 6 more days till Christmas.
Okay, yeah, see, I lose track between my birthday and Christmas. I'm just like, it's all one big holiday blur. We wanted to start this podcast because I just wanted to spread the word out there that there is no one way to be a Siberian Husky owner. Steve is a musher from Canada, and I put hats on my dogs sometimes. As you can see in the background behind me.
They like to fall down too.
Yeah, look at Phoenix. Without fail, a hat or something will fall on Phoenix's eyes, and then she'll just stand there with it on her eyes. I think she knows that I'm taking photos too. She's like, I'm just gonna milk this. This whole episode is gonna be about TikTok, something that Steve and I have in common. And I was thinking about what topic we could do for this week. And I don't know if y'all know, but I am doing a holiday card exchange. And I think I already sent you your holiday card, Steve. So I hope that the Postal Service gets it there in time. Historically, whatever you've sent me so far has not made it here.
And I've sent what I have to you, so.
Yeah. And I was thinking about it. I dressed the dogs up in their hats. I put like a nice background, and I had Tiny with me, so we all got together for holiday photos, and I was definitely sweating at the end of it. So I was thinking about like stuff that Steve and I have in common, and that's definitely creating content on TikTok. But I think the added element of complexity to that is having the dogs be in the videos. Would you say so? Sasha!
Dog actors are the worst.
So let's start this podcast out with talking about why we even started TikTok in the first place. I know it's everywhere now, but I think you've been on there longer than I have. Maybe?
No.
Really?
No. Yeah, you've been on longer than I have.
Oh, maybe you've just been more popular than me for longer.
I always say that I hit the TikTok lottery. My second video hit, and the rest is history.
So when did you start? When did we start? I think it was like 2 years ago. Yeah,
I started summer 2019.
I think mine was, yeah, I guess you're right. Mine was earlier than that. I downloaded TikTok because of Jess from Gone to the Snow Dogs. She was like, this is a new thing. It's so fun. We've already had it for this many months, and like short form content, it's going to be the way to go. And I think I was still wearing like my YouTube hat where I was skeptical of vertical videos. Mm-hmm. I think we were just like conditioned to think that like vertical videos were tacky. So I was like, oh no, like now I have to make them vertical.
I didn't really get too much into creating content. You kind of made a joke before about seeing other dog mushers on YouTube, and they would just, have no intro, no outro, no talking head, no, it's just the dog running, and that's all it is. And basically that was all my content on YouTube at the time. I hadn't really decided to start making content. But Jess, again, she had posted in her on Facebook that she was on TikTok, and I'm a very faithful Gone to the Snow Dog follower, so uh, I got TikTok to follow her. I also got Snapchat to follow her, and I have no idea how Snapchat works at all.
Maybe
It's
I'll
got cool
teach you
filters though.
sometime.
Oh, you would
I
know.
would know.
Of course, of course you would know how to use
Yeah.
Snapchat.
I was an avid Snapchat
Um,
user for a long time, but I don't know what happened. I guess TikTok has taken up all of my time.
I downloaded TikTok and I was just using it to follow along with some other creators, but I decided to upload a video because I thought it was pretty cool. So I'm like, well, it's cool that you can put music behind it. I always wanted to put like music behind like the dogs running, so I was like, I'll do that. So I uploaded one. It was Eastbound and Down. If you ever seen Smoking the Bandit, I love that movie and
No.
that song. And you never see Smoking the Bandit? What is wrong with
I
you?
smiled because the
Burt
answer was no.
Reynolds?
Oh my gosh, you love Burt Reynolds. You went on this whole.
How can you not?
I think you texted me this entire like message in all caps about Burt Reynolds. Pretty sure.
Maybe. So I uploaded this video and like it totally bombed. But the next video I uploaded, well, we'll talk about that.
Why? What do you call like? What is bombed in your definition?
Well, now that I've been on TikTok for a little while, you can see. I'm sure you notice what happens is you upload a video, and then it just it'll get like 5 views and then 5 more views, but it never like kind of takes off. I think that first video up until uh, the second video hit, it didn't get any views. I think it was maybe like 10 or 15 views, and it wasn't very interesting. I didn't know how to use TikTok, so it was a horizontal video and a vertical
Jeez.
video. Yeah, I know. It had stickers in it, and it's just, but the dogs were running and it was cute, but it just was not the right format for TikTok.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I don't even remember what the first video I uploaded was. Probably something dumb. I didn't have the same story as you where your second one kind of took off. I think I was on TikTok for like maybe a year.
Well, I remember I found you on TikTok, and you had like posted a whole bunch of videos, and then it'd been like a month since you posted one.
Yeah.
So I like went through and I was commenting on all of
I
them
know, and I
so
was like,
that
who is this
you,
guy?
who's this
weirdo?
weirdo?
You know the people who like go on and like every single video, like back to back? I didn't really have any followers back then, so those were all
Yeah,
of my notifications. Loki the Siberian, like this video. Loki the Siberian, like this video. And I was like, thanks for the support, man.
weirdo,
No,
stalker.
it's okay.
I was just trying to encourage you.
I think I do the same thing though. Like if I find somebody's account and I'm like, then I go to their page because I'm like interested, and then I like everything, and then I think later I'm like, oh my gosh, now I'm gonna show up in their notifications like all in a row. But I don't know. I think everybody does that.
I thought you had really good content, and it just wasn't hitting on
Yeah.
TikTok. But I watched it. Like you had the one with the audio from Crazy
Yes.
Ex-Girlfriend, and I thought that was
I was in love
amazing.
with that show too. So I was like, yes, this is trending things I know about. I think for the first like 6 months or so on there, everything just made me feel really old. And also the stuff that was coming into my like onto my For You page is
Hmm.
not the kind of stuff that my audience is into. So I in the beginning I had a lot of dance videos because I like dancing. But like the dog community doesn't really care about that unless the dogs are dancing. So I
Yeah.
guess maybe we should do a little, if you're a noob, we could do a little rundown of I guess how it works. So essentially, if you've been living under a rock, you don't know what TikTok is. It's vertical videos. I think what is it? Like they can be up to a minute.
Yep. Up to
In the
60
beginning it was
seconds.
like only 15 seconds or something, right? And then they like lengthened it to 60 seconds, which is like
Yep.
I don't even have the attention span to do more than 15 seconds sometimes. So I can see why this is the direction that we're going in. And it's kind of different. Like I'm normally like a talking head video on YouTube where I have like a list and I like explain stuff. And even though my editing style is very clean, I guess, I try not to put any like breaths in there. I don't know if you guys will notice this, but in my normal YouTube videos, I cut out every part where I breathe in.
I just thought you
I'm
didn't
just a
breathe.
robot that doesn't breathe. I'm a vampire. It was even more challenging on TikTok because you have to like, get what you're trying to say out or whatever story you're trying to tell out in like 60 seconds. So I think once you figure that
I
out,
think I
it works.
I think you're forgetting one of the big draws of TikTok is that you could use copyrighted
Yes.
music.
That was exciting, but then I also just didn't know how like all of the trends worked. I'm like, do I just jump on this? Do I just do whatever I want with this song? I think in the beginning I just did whatever I wanted with the trendy music, and I didn't realize there's like some viral dance or whatever that goes with it, or some like
Yeah.
challenge or whatnot. So yeah, I was definitely. I
Hmm.
think when I saw you on TikTok, you had over 40,000 followers or something like that at the time,
I think 30.
and I already like
It was like,
had a crush on Sasha from the beginning. I'm just admitting this now to you. Okay, so you're saying
yeah,
your first
so
video. So what was your first viral video then?
I don't know if it was viral. I don't know what we consider viral now.
What was your first one that like took
But
off for you?
so the first one that took off, there's a little bit of a story behind it. So I'm just gonna get into it really quick. I had no idea how TikTok worked. And Jess from Gone to the Snow Dogs had posted this trend that was going around. It was called the coil call. But that's what it was like called in the video, but it was a coyote audio. And the lady's like, "Oh, this is called the coil call. Post your dogs reacting to it." And then it played the coyote doing the sound. And, all these people had these reaction videos, and I'm like, "Oh, Loki 100% will react to this. He's got the cutest head tilt ever. It's going to be amazing." So, I get my phone and I get Loki and I set him up and I'm like, all right, how am I going to do this? And I'm trying to figure it out. And for whatever reason, I ended up playing the audio and I didn't record anything. And it just kept playing over and over and over again. And I didn't know how TikTok worked. I wasn't recording. So I think I was just playing the audio on like my iPad and trying to like use my camera on my phone.
This is great. I'm so invested in this story.
Yeah, yeah. So then I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna Google it. So I Google it and then I find out how it works. So when I finally find out how it works, I set Loki up again and I pull my phone out and I do it. And he's like, "Nah, dude, I already heard this like 37 times. I don't want to hear it again and I don't care." And I'm like,
Oh,
no.
yes. Oh, dog actors.
So I'm like, how can I make this work? And then I figured out that I could record a video and then play the audio over top. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to cheat. I know there's a video on YouTube that he reacts to like every time, and it's a squeaky ball. So I'm like, I'll play the squeaky ball and then I'll record him and then I'll play it over and then that'll be perfect. So I do that. And then I put the audio over top. But now I started shooting the video right when he started doing the head moving, doing the head tilt like this and like this and back and forth and back and forth. So the audio, I don't have time for that lead up where the girl's talking about the coil call. She's like,
Yeah,
because like I
he's
said,
already
she
doing
talks
the
about
head tilts.
he's already doing it. I'm like, well, they're gonna know that I'm faking.
Nobody's gonna know, Steve.
Well, they're gonna know. So I'm like, I gotta find something else. So I'm like, all right, wolves howling. And I was just like so done with it. I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna post some wolves in the background and put a caption. And like, I'm just so over this right now. Because it was just like a total failure. So I put the audio over top and then I upload it to YouTube, or I upload it to TikTok. And it was perfect in how the audio worked because the wolves start howling right away. And right when the wolves will go, oh, Loki immediately head tilts. So the timing worked out really good for that. And I just was so mad. I just put my phone in my pocket and just like went on with my life. And I'm like, well, I'm a total failure on TikTok. This is just what's going to happen. And then like an hour later, I look at my phone and it's at like 100 views. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? So it's like 8 o'clock, right? And so I'm like messaging my friends and I'm like, hey, I think this is like, taking off on TikTok. And they're like, oh yeah, whatever. And I'm like, all right. Because I mean, this is actually before I had met Jess. So I wasn't really, like in the entourage.
Okay. The entourage.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it is. It's the Gone to the Snow Dogs entourage.
True. I mean, that's how we met.
It is. So, I'm messaging my friends who, aren't creators. Actually, a couple of them are now. They're on TikTok, but and they're like, "Oh, whatever." And I think I just kind of like forgot about it. And it's like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm in bed. I'm trying to go to sleep, and my phone's just vibrating, like, and I'm like, what is going on? So I look, and it's like 99 TikTok notifications. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna like mute this and just shut it off. So then I ended up waking up at like 2 o'clock in the morning again. Somehow I hit my phone in such a way it turned the notifications back on.
Sorry, Griffin's also interested in this story. I don't know if you can see her face.
It's coming in and out. She's coming in and out. I got the dogs down here too with me.
There we go, like this. Oh, okay. Yeah, so you turned notifications on by accident?
Yeah, and I look and I had like 999 notifications, and it's the video took off. I think it was at like two or 3,000 views at that point. And yeah, it just kept going. It was like a train for the whole week.
Nice. Well, you started I thought you were going to tell me that your first like video that took off was a duet. And I was like, how? So you started your own thing.
I know.
Look at that.
I guess.
Look at that.
It was really super cute though. With Loki doing his head tilt, it was like
I'm jealous. My dogs don't head tilt. They just stare into your soul like
so judgy.
Even Gryphon now. I think so. My first video, the backstory is that I did a lot of videos before that were not specific to dogs. I didn't think I was gonna connect this TikTok to like my YouTube brand, and I was like, this is just YouTube is where all of my dog content lives, so this is just gonna be whatever. This is how my YouTube channel started too. It was supposed to just be my channel, and then it turned into their stuff. So the backstory is we had just adopted Gryphon and realized that she really likes carbs, And I remember leaving once, and we had bought a stack of tortillas, a huge one from Costco, and left it on the counter because we've never had, like, my other dogs have been short before. Phoenix, Falcon, they've jumped on the counter before, but like not to the back of the counter to get stuff. So this was like, it wasn't like on the edge, it was like in the back. We had left for maybe like an hour, came back, the entire stack of tortillas was completely missing. And we found the plastic bag like in the family room, like near her kennel, because so she goes and like eats it in one spot. And I looked everywhere for these tortillas and they were gone. They were just in Gryphon's stomach. I was like, oh no. She had done this with 2 loaves of bread after that, like 2 whole loaves of bread. Whole loaves. That nobody had opened them yet. She had gotten into them, opened them, and eaten the entire thing. So finally I was like, that's it. I don't want to keep my bread in a cupboard. I'm going to buy a bread box. So I went to Target, as I do, and there was only 1 bread box left because I was like, nobody uses the bread box anymore. And it had like a horrible like sticker on it that like when you pull it off, like there was sticky stuff was still on there. And I was like, I couldn't find another one. So I was like, this must be their last bread box. So I brought it home, and literally it took 5 seconds to film this video. However many seconds it is, 10 seconds. It was just literally a video of me putting bread in the bread box, like throwing it in there, first person, and was like, oh, Camille, why do you have a bread box? Like, who still uses a bread box? And then I pan over, and Gryphon's just looking at me like super guilty, and I'm like, you! And she's like pawing at the phone, and that's it. And then the next day I was on FaceTime with my family, and my phone just kept vibrating, and my sister finally was like, what is going on? It turns out people just like really related with Gryphon eating all the bread.
You want to know the secret?
What's the secret?
You got 2 to 3 seconds to engage people.
Is it the bread box?
Well, they're wondering why there's just a random bread box, yeah. Right? They're like, what's going on with this? Because you're scrolling. You just So obviously that grabbed people in enough to be like, what's going on with this bread box? Maybe there was a bread box video where somebody opened it and there was like a cat inside or something. Who knows? Yeah, and then you end with like a cute dog who's like pawing at the camera. So, and that was it. That was the first one that took off. And then I would say
my TikTok had like a second wind with Gryphon again, where I literally
Yeah.
just, and this is, I'm just telling all the secrets now. I was working in my office, and Gryphon had come in, and she does this when she has to go out, like, she comes in, she starts doing her, like, growly bark thing, she shakes her head, she's, like, super dramatic. So I just took a video of it without me talking, and then later on I created the story of her, like, stepping in her poo, which has happened. It just didn't happen that time. She had backed into it. She was, like, so upset with herself. But it just fits so well with the video, and then I put that out there. It was like the middle of the day. I just put it up there and didn't think about it. And then the same thing happened where the next day I was like, oh my God. I think that's the only video I have that has gone over 1 million. And I think it's going to hit 12 million soon. It still gets so many hits. Yeah, it's out of control. And it's been replicated 1 billion times on Instagram, on Facebook compilations, on like, not Facebook, YouTube compilations, everywhere. I'm like, I guess, over being salty about people like reposting it because I'm just like, all right, whatever.
I'm still waiting for my second one.
You'll get it. With Sasha.
Yeah, that's something I've learned
People
too,
love
is that
Sasha.
People love Sasha.
Why do they love Sasha? I mean, I love Sasha. Why do I love Sasha?
What happened to her eye?
I don't think for me, it's not the eye. I love Sasha because she's like the huskiest of all your huskies. Right?
She's the Rickest wreck.
She's like a hot mess, and I like so identify with that. I think though you posted one recently where you're giving all your dogs their dinner. Is it? Yeah. You're giving them their dinner, and Sasha does this, I don't even know what it is, like gymnastics move where she like jumps up and her legs
She's jumping and spitting.
And then there's another one where you're like, I'm going to introduce my dogs. Here's Izzy, and Izzy's just like, and you're like, here's Loki, and Loki's like, do you need something from me? And then you're like, before you even get to Sasha, she's like, rah, 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 rah. That's why she's my favorite. All right, everybody who's listening.
She's the most husky.
Whose dog is your favorite of mine, and then whose dog is your favorite of Steve's? I think everyone has their own favorite.
I'm not allowed
me
to
neither.
Have
I'm not allowed to have favorites of my dogs, but I'm allowed to have favorites of your dogs, and it's definitely Sasha.
I would definitely say Phoenix is my favorite.
Really? Because she just has like no F's left to give.
Yep.
I think when she was younger, I think she was more Siberian Husky. She was like more crazy. I think all of the stories, and I don't know, Falcon was like that too, but like Phoenix definitely ate a lot of my shoes. She ate holes in the wall. She had run away many, many times. She's backed out of harnesses. So like, yeah. Gryphon, I don't even know if she's really a Siberian Husky. She acts like a giant potato. She just lays there until she has to go outside. She's literally laying behind me right now like a giant potato. And even, I figured out how to snooze her alarm clock. That was the other thing.
Oh, how do you do that?
Because she's so good. This morning, she woke me. I went to sleep in today, and at 6:30, promptly at 6:30, she was like, hello, excuse me, it's time to go outside. And she puts her nose like in my armpit. And I just turned over and I was like, go to place. And then she went back to her bed and went back to sleep.
Nice.
I felt bad doing it though. Maybe I'll only do it when I want to sleep in. But she was just like, I overrode the thing.
The Fluffmaster 10,000.
Oh, which brings me to my next piece that I wanted to talk about. So, I know you're starting a new series on TikTok. I think what's cool about TikTok is you can post basically whatever you want, but you can also post things that are like part 1, part 2, whatever. Like you can do a series within there, and it's not like YouTube where there's like a way to put them in specific playlists or whatever, but I noticed that like the same people, like my same audience that gets from the Fluffmaster series, they don't always get my other videos on their For You page, and vice versa. Like I have 2 types of videos on my TikToks. I have one where I put subtitles for what the dogs are saying, and they're rowing, and I like respond to them. Those did well. And then my other one, which is the Fluffmaster 10,000 series. And I think maybe you'll see that when you do yours. So tell us about your series, Steve, that you're starting.
Well, I have a new series on TikTok called Get
I'm so glad you did the
Sledgecated.
voice. Get Sledgecated.
I get a lot of questions when I post the videos of the dogs running, because what I do is I GoPro all my runs, and I'll pull them into my phone and then just crop them in the GoPro app, and I'll just upload them
Oh, that's how you do
onto
that?
TikTok.
I thought you
Yeah.
were...
What, you didn't know?
I don't know why, but I thought you were like on your bike and you were whipping your phone out, and I was like, this man likes to live dangerously.
I've done that. I don't need to do that though. Once I got the GoPro, I didn't have to do that
Maybe,
anymore.
and then I thought maybe he was just turning it sideways. I don't know.
So I get a lot of questions on my mushing videos about like different things, but a lot of people, I realize now, never experienced dog sledding or dog mushing or anything like that. And it was actually Matt Shep. He asked how the dogs know which direction to go, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to do a video response. I might as well just start a series because I get these questions all the time. And, you know, me and Matt are friends.
He's in the entourage.
I figured, yeah, because I was kind of worried that people might be a little offended if I respond and be like, get sledgecated. Like I'm telling them to get educated. It's just supposed to be fun, but I didn't want to offend anyone. So I'm like, well, you know, Matt will definitely understand out of anyone, right? So I did it. And basically I just clipped a bunch of my runs together that where the dogs are turning left or right, G and Ha. And yeah, I just put a caption so people can watch that and see how the dogs know what to do.
I like it because I don't know a lot of... I mean, because I'm in this community, I do know a lot more than just like the average person about dog sledding, but not as much as you. Like I don't know half the... Like you send me pictures of stuff sometimes and I'm like, well, that looks nice. What was it? Some like line or whatever you had to your bicycle. It was like red and you had it in your hand and I was like, looks cool.
Oh, new Tug Lines.
Cool.
Well, the Tug Lines are the part of the line that goes to each individual dog. The problem I was having is that the Tug Lines at the length they were, because Loki and Izzy are so different in height, the harness is rolling off of Loki's back towards Izzy. So I talked to a whole bunch of people on Facebook. I talked to a bunch of my mushing friends asking. I had an idea of a solution, but I wanted to talk to other people before I went ahead with that. And I got a whole bunch of different answers. And I'm like, you know what? I have a couple friends that run distance racing. So I'm going to ask them. And then, so I ended up calling and I did a rod musher, and they told me to make longer tug lines. So I did.
And did it work though?
I haven't ran them yet.
But then I'm sure
I'll get
that
back
will
to
be
you.
a nice get sledgecated
Yeah,
episode. Yeah, I think you can do
that.
them without people even prompting you with questions. I think you can just be like,
oh, I will.
Sledgecated. That needs to be on a shirt. It needs to be on a shirt.
Get sledgecated.
All right. Well, you'll have to come up with some ideas. I'm sure we'll see some get sledgecated potential t-shirts soon. I'm only saying it out loud here so I could light a fire under your butt.
Yeah, that needs to happen sometimes.
Did you release a new vlog yet?
No. Oh no, you're angry at me.
I'm not angry. I'm just doing my oh, what if I said this? I'm not angry, Steve. I'm just disappointed. Oh no, sorry.
Okay, so let me just... What I did was I hooked up my phone, because all the video was shot on my phone, and I was trying to upload it, and then it just kept failing, and then I had a setting wrong in my phone.
It's not working.
Yeah, and I got mad. I haven't had time since to try it again. That's a really quick edit, though. Like, I just smash that together, put a voiceover in, and that's done. I got a thumbnail and everything for it, so...
I think that'll be a topic for a whole nother podcast, though, because, like...
Yeah.
How we manage our time, it's very different than, I guess, like, normal full-time content creators would do it. So I always find that super interesting. But what was my next? Oh, yeah. So in terms of series. In terms of series, though, the one that's been doing really well for me on TikTok is the Fluffmaster 10,000 series. And I think it's the same idea as you, where we want to educate people, because essentially that's all I really want to do, is that I here in California, at least, there's two types of dog breeds that are in shelters the most: pit bulls and huskies. I've seen so many huskies in the shelters. I don't know if it was like that, if it's like that anywhere else, but for some reason when I moved here, I was like, goodness, like so many huskies. And I think it's because people just don't know what they're getting, or didn't research what they were getting, or really like think about how that's going to affect their lives when they go to adopt a husky. So I wanted to educate the masses, but also in a way that was like funny.
I volunteer for a rescue, and that's definitely one of the things here, is that a lot of people just kind of get in over their heads. They don't know what to expect, and then all of a sudden they have a working dog that they just think would be like their lab, or their Shih Tzu, or their Min Pin growing up, and it's not at all.
I mean, you
like
could
that.
get lucky and also have like a giant potato like I have, but don't get me wrong, she also needs to be exercised just slightly differently than I imagined. Yeah. Literally, you could give Gryphon a puzzle, and she's like, all right, now I have no energy. This is too much for me.
Well, that's part of it, though, is that like a lot of what you need to do with them is mental stimulation. And it's not just physical. You could physically exhaust them, but if they're mentally not tired, then it doesn't really help. Which is why I like mushing so much, is because they have to think the whole time too. They're not just running haphazardly through the woods with me. They have to think about what's going on. They have to make decisions, and it's a mental exercise.
They're doing both.
Exactly.
It's like I was gonna say triple threat, but I guess the third threat is them just being cute. They're cute. They have physical prowess, mental prowess, and also they're cute. Yeah, so I think doing a series on TikTok is actually helping. And I get comments sometimes that are like, I can't wait for the next one. And it makes me like happy, but also gives me anxiety, because I'm like, now I have to come up with the next thing.
Yep.
But I think it's been going all right. FM 10K.
Yeah, FM 10K.
Yeah, I think I don't know if people realize though, but I do get asked this question a lot, like how long does it take you to make those TikToks? And they're starting to be like full productions for me. Not full productions. It will take me maybe like a half hour to an hour to like write them and to think about the exact words I'm going to say. Like people have asked me before, do you just point your cameras at your dogs and like say what comes to your head? And like, I don't know if this is common knowledge or not, but I don't always think in technical terms. So it takes me a while to like do some research, look at some spec sheets for like cars. I think I did one on their like panting, basically, but I compared it to like a cold air intake system, and I had to sit and like sift through all of these like all of these like car things so I could get the words right. But every
once in a while I'll get a message from Camille where it's like, what do you think about this? It's all this technical stuff. I'm like, well, here you go.
Yeah, I do send you some weird messages that are just like my ideas, and I'm like, it's because you get it.
Wait, hear me out.
You too, though, right? I think you sent me a voiceover for one of your TikToks, and you're like, does this sound okay to you? So it's not just like us sitting in a silo by ourselves. We definitely use the entourage to help us like create content. It's helped a lot, actually.
I'm really thankful for that too, because I'm a total noob.
I don't think you're a noob anymore, Steve.
I'm not?
Think you're a noob, at least not at TikTok.
Now the bar's getting raised.
I keep putting like gentle pressure.
Gentle.
Just gentle. Do a vlog. I think that was all I had for my TikTok stuff, unless you had any other, before we get to the questions from the audience, because I did put out in my community tab and on my Facebook page if you had any questions for us about being dog content creators on TikTok.
I don't really have a whole lot to add. I just like TikTok just because it kind of is the old style that YouTube used to have where anybody can make it, whereas now it's just a lot harder to kind of get traction and get views onto YouTube. Although their new shorts are
Well, they're doing really
doing
well for
really
you. I
well.
think the short form is really good for you, Sasha.
I checked my views today, my analytics, and it was like plus 10,000%.
Yay! That's so good. I've actually been holding on to my Fluff Master videos before sending them out into the shorts world because I kind of just want to. I don't know why. Actually, there's no good reason. I guess I could just put them out there. I could. I don't know. I just want to like keep them with me for a little bit before I like release them out into the shorts world. The only other thing I was thinking of is how long does it take you to make your TikToks?
It depends. The one I did, because one of the questions I got a lot was what happened to Sasha's eye?
Oh yeah,
That's
all the time. I think
any
almost every
video,
video there's somebody asking.
yeah, any video with Sasha in it, somebody's like, what happened to Sasha's eye? And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna make a video about it. I'm gonna tell them everything about it. So that took me probably just the voiceover took like an hour because I do it and then I didn't like it and then I do it and then I didn't like it. And then the editing for the video, that took a little while too. So I think that took 3 or 4 hours. The other one I did with Sasha, that one I'm so proud of, and it bombed.
The one with the googly eye.
How they know? It bombed.
I
It was.
love that one.
I spent 4 hours. I had it in the video editor. I was lining up the audio perfectly so that my lips, I was crunching small sections so that like all my timings would be perfect bang on, and then it bombs.
That's the crazy thing about it though. I saw some collab video with a bunch of like big TikTokers where they're talking about how TikTok hates hard work or whatever. I don't know if you've seen that, but it's crazy. You could put so much work and effort into one video, and the one of you smashing eggs, hard-boiled eggs, is the one that takes off.
Yep.
I guess I'll just out it now. I do have another account where I just do whatever.
Oh,
I'm
you're
outing
outing it. Oh no.
I don't care. Mostly my friends are following me on that, but like I have another account where it's just my account to do whatever I want with, because now my Meeler Husky TikTok account has turned into work, right? Like I need to have an account where I can just like lip sync to stuff if I want to. So
Meeler for Reeler.
So Meeler for Reeler on TikTok, which is actually the old name of my YouTube channel. That's the name of what it used to be because it was just my channel before, and I don't really get that many views on that channel because it's not like widely advertised, and there's no cute dogs. Oh, I see a cute dog. Oh, is it Sasha? Sasha. Oh, hi. Did you go through the cat door again?
No, they're down here with me.
Oh, she's so cute. If you guys are watching on youtube.com/MeelerHusky, Steve has a visitor. Oh, now I lost my train of thought because Sasha. I forgot. Oh yeah, there's
your girl crush showed up.
She's my spirit animal. There's a video I did where I drew faces on eggs, which I do all the time actually, and I boiled them like that, and then I cracked them to eat them, and that's it. It's at 19,000 views today. Why?
It's crazy.
I think the key, what would you say is the key to growing on TikTok? Because mine is just be weird.
Yeah, but I think if I'm talking to anyone is be consistent, keep uploading, like don't get discouraged. Just try to upload every day if you can.
Yeah.
And that 2 to 3 second window is where you have to pull people in. Now, if you want to put weird stuff, if you want to put this, if you want to put that, that's gonna be up to you how weird you want to get, but it doesn't matter how weird you are if you don't pull people in that first 2 to 3 seconds, then they're just gonna keep scrolling.
True. And it's so easy to just be like boing.
Yeah. Well, I think about when I'm going through my For You page, which I don't do often because I follow a lot of people on TikTok, so I end up just going through all the people I follow and liking and commenting as much as I can. But when I do go through the For You page, it's like, flick, 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 flick.
Same.
Because I really only give it maybe 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah, and I don't have time to sit here for 4 hours. Just kidding. That's what I did last night and go through TikTok.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll fall down a rabbit hole and then I'll wake up and it's like 3 a.m. I'm like, oh, how have I been here for this long?
Oh. That sometimes I'll wake up and I'll go to work and I'll get to work and I'll look at my phone. It's like Camille online 2 hours ago. And I'm like, what?
That's why. Is it because I'm not doing anything. I'm just laying in bed, like, looking at TikToks. That's it. That's the secret. I'm not like being super productive. All right, so before we go on to the questions from the audience, make sure you follow Loki the Siberian on TikTok. Is it like Loki underscore the underscore
Yeah.
Siberian?
Loki underscore the underscore
Yeah, and Meeler
Siberian.
Husky on TikTok if you haven't already. Duh. All right, so Becky asks on the Facebook page, how do you deal with judgmental people telling you all the things you did wrong? And what were the weirdest questions you got on TikTok?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, sure, why not? So you go first?
I said, do you want me to
Yeah.
go first? And then you just started going.
All right, go ahead, Steve. Okay, so I was thinking.
Well,
I couldn't help it. It was too easy.
You did that
it was
on
too
purpose.
easy. All right, now for real, you go.
You're making me laugh, and now I'm turning into Red Skull again.
All right, for real, I'll be quiet.
For real. Meeler for realer. It's gonna be quiet. Okay, so, usually I'll take any criticism that I see, and I'll take it into account, and like say, okay, am I doing something wrong here? And I'll respond, and I'll explain why I do things the way I do them. And some people just want to sit there and criticize, and I'm not really sure why. I've only blocked a couple people on TikTok, but usually if I explain myself, my reasoning behind it, and like what's behind it, a lot of people understand.
Did you have any weird questions that you get?
Not really. I don't get too many weird. No, I don't get any really weird questions. Most of the time, it's just people asking like, "What happened to Sasha's eye?"
How many times have we said that in this video? A lot, probably. People just want to know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I told them.
I always want to be like, you can't just ask why someone doesn't have an eye.
A moonful.
What about me? Okay, I was already on YouTube a long time before I started TikTok, so I already had the times or the backlash where like I maybe have said something or done something that everybody was like not on board with. I think I have a bath time video that I did with the dogs on YouTube where I bathed both of them in the shower with like a hand shower, and I didn't at the same time because I thought it would be funny. Like that's the thing. I didn't do it because I was like
two at the same time.
Yeah, so all of my comments were like, why would you do two at the same time? You didn't even do it right, blah blah blah. And I was like, all right, Camille, you need to do better. So I already know what things I could possibly say or topics to talk about that are going to be what's the word? Controversial. So I usually try to steer clear of those on TikTok. The comments I do get the most are about Phoenix's legs. So when I started my TikTok, her legs were shaved because she had 2 knee surgeries, and most of the husky community knows you're not supposed to shave your husky because it'll just basically ruin their coat forever, which her hair has not been the same, but I've definitely gotten comments before that are like, did you shave them on purpose? I'm like, no, man. She's had knee surgery, so I have to say it every time. Like in the beginning, I had a video with her leg all naked, and I'd be like, before you come at me, she had knee surgeries, she's doing well, unfortunately they had to shave her legs, and now she looks like she's got a chicken leg. But that's
Chicken
no.
wing, chicken wing.
No, the story of that is me, Steve, our friend Chase, Andrea, and I, and Tiny all played Mario Kart. And in the voice chat during the game that we were playing Mario Kart, Tiny was just singing the song from TikTok over and over again.
He was serenading us.
And then the more I was like, stop singing, the more he was like, chicken wing, hot dog and bologna. He doesn't even know all the words. He was singing chillin' in my homie.
It's chilling with my homie.
Yeah, I know, but to him, like, this is his homie. He lives in a homie. I tried to ask him, like, what that meant, and he was like, you know, my homie. Yeah, but no, I clearly we watch too much TikTok now that my son, who is 4, has been quoting it for weeks. But yeah, no, I don't think I get many weird questions either. Nothing, like, weirder than normal. Ooh, I do have, and I know, yeah, see, I did it. I like, if you saw me in the video on Meeler Husky, or youtube.com/Meeler Husky, you see my eyeballs pop out of my head. I do get sometimes comments about how big my eyes are, or like that I look like an anime character, which has happened on my YouTube channel before, so it's like not surprising to me either. But that's really it. It's not a question, it's just comments. Oh, the comment. Yeah, so I'm tiny and my eyeballs are huge. I think the comment was like, she really said E.T. phone home, and I was like, oh, that's a good one. At least points for creativity this time. Definitely. All right, so the next question comes from Charlotte on my YouTube community tab. And Charlotte actually just sent us a Christmas card, so thank you, Charlotte. She said, hey, Meeler and Steve, what's the difference between being YouTube successful versus TikTok successful?
Are we either of those things?
I think so. We did not even get to the most important news of this entire thing in this entire show.
The most
is
important.
That Steve has hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Hooray! You did it. And then he live streamed like a real content creator, because that's what you are.
Like a real one. I'm a real boy.
Yeah. So I would say that. I would say we are successful on YouTube or TikTok.
Let me just back up for 1 second. When I started the year, I think I had less than 50 subscribers on YouTube. So hitting 1,000 in that frame of time was basically the high water mark. Like, that was the best I figured I could do. And, well, I did it, and I still have, I'm still climbing.
The shorts are like really helping you out.
The shorts are just killing it.
I think it's good for you too, though, because it's not like you and I both have a lot of time to like make whole videos. If I had it my way, I would make 2 videos a week probably, and they would include more creative things. But sadly, there's just not enough time.
I want it that way.
I'm leaving that in, okay?
You're cutting that out.
No, I'm not. Steve's singing, terrible. Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm off key.
No, you're not. So what would you say, though? Like, I think if anybody watches my stuff, that's success to me.
Okay, then I guess we are.
Yeah. And people come back, and people comment and like it. So it doesn't have to be 1 million, but
I'd say if you're growing at a pretty steady pace, and you're uploading stuff, and you're putting your best foot forward, then yeah, I'd say you're successful. I mean, you're not, PewDiePie, but
I think
there's different levels, right? It's depending on like what your metric is of it. I'm not going to sit here and say like you have to have 20,000 followers on TikTok or 5,000 subscribers on YouTube to be quote unquote successful. I don't think that's kind of like gatekeeping.
Yeah, exactly. You literally just need one person who comes back to your videos each time and enjoys them. Sure. Even somebody who just likes them or is there viewing, like that's enough. I think when I started both of these, the YouTube and the TikTok, I really didn't think anybody was going to watch my videos. It like, who would be interested in that? I don't know. I guess people, but I was not expecting anyone to be interested in it.
Yeah, exactly the same thing for me. I'm like, no one's gonna watch this.
Yeah, my family. It's like four people watched it. I don't know, but I think maybe I started feeling like my TikToks were making an impact when people start like using my jokes with me.
Yeah.
You know, like what oh yeah, one comment that I think really got me, and I think I sent it to you, Steve, was somebody commented on one of my TikToks that they were walking with their huskies and saw other
Yeah.
huskies and said, "Ooh, Fluffmaster 10,000s." And then the other people who had the huskies were like, "Do you guys watch those TikToks?" And then they had a whole conversation about the TikToks, and I
That's
was just like,
amazing.
this is like blowing my mind right now. The other time was at PetCon in New York. That's actually where I met Jess from Gone to the Snow Dogs. And I was just there. I had said it on my YouTube channel that we were going to be there, and I just was there as a guest. And somebody from across the way, I was taking pictures of Phoenix, like obnoxiously, like I do. I was like on the ground, like taking her photo. And then somebody goes, "Is that Phoenix?" And I was like, "Stop." Seriously, I think I
Stop.
was very weird. They were like, "Oh yeah, we watch your YouTube channels," and I was like, "Tell me more." Do you really? Are you sure
I could
it's not
totally see
somebody
it.
else?
I could totally see it.
Yeah, and then I think I don't know if they asked for a picture or if I was like, "Let's take a picture." It was good. I think I'm still at a point where like I don't believe that people watch my things still.
Same. I'm
Yeah.
the same. I think that keeps us
Yeah.
humble, though.
It's nice. Did you ever have like a did you ever set yourself a goal? Like did you at the beginning of this year say to yourself, "I want to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube"?
Yeah, yeah, I did. For sure. I that was the
You
goal.
did it.
And then
Your year-end
I
review,
I did
Steve,
it.
is 5 stars.
I know. I'm
5 out of 5.
5 stars. You're gonna give me 5 out of
Yeah,
5?
you made your goal. It's
Okay.
measurable. Oh my god, I'm getting corporate, Camille. Your goal was measurable. It was time bound, and you met it. A plus.
A plus. Um, yeah, I could always do better though. I think I'm my own hardest critic, and I'm never 100% happy with what I'm doing, so I always want to find ways to
Yeah,
improve.
aren't we all though, right? I don't think I had a goal for this year. I don't think I was very driven as I was maybe like in last year or the year before, where I think the first or maybe my second year on YouTube, I was like, this is the year I'm gonna get 10,000 subscribers, and I did it, and then it just kind of like so then I kind of like lost
Yeah,
motivation. But on TikTok, I never had a goal until now. I don't think it's time bound, but I think it would be cool to get to 1 million. That would be
absolutely.
nice. I guess the first goal is 500,000, but growing steadily. We'll see.
What are you at now?
I think this morning when I checked, it was like 250 something thousand, which is pretty good
Oh, that's definitely good. I'm only at 63,000.
because everybody watching this or listening to this right now needs to subscribe to Loki the Siberian and follow them on TikTok. I do. I really like your TikToks though. I get excited to see Sasha every time.
I try to mix it up. I try to like do because like every TikTok I do with the dogs running, with the dogs mushing, does like over 10,000
Right,
views.
because people just like think about the how many what is the percentage of people in the world that are in this mushing community versus everyone else, you know? Not a lot.
Yeah. So I think people see that and they just find it really interesting. And I try just not to have just the dogs running. I usually try to put in like find something that happened, like Loki body checking
I was
Izzy.
just thinking about that.
Yeah. And put that in there and then, like if I could find some audio that goes well with it, then I'll put that in just to make it entertaining. But I try to mix it up too and do like normal like trendier videos where uh like the one with Sasha and the googly eye. So I try to keep it a diverse uh, for my audience.
I like it. I'm excited for more gets legicated. Gets
Get
legicated. All
educated.
right, so that was it for our questions. The only other thing I wanted to ask is since it's now like holiday season and we have holiday dogs behind us. Are there any like fun or different holiday traditions that you have with your dogs?
Well, Loki's birthday is on the 19th, so
Happy early birthday.
I can't believe he's 5 already.
Oh.
Like, we usually will get him something for Christmas and then let them open their presents.
Do
And
they open them?
we have to help them.
Okay.
But yeah, they do. And we'll get them like a present, and usually we'll take them for a nice walkie on
Do they
Christmas.
have stockings?
No, they don't.
See, my dogs, all my pets have had stockings that I've made myself. I should make
I'm
make
not
you guys some
surprised.
stockings.
Gonna make us
I love making Christmas stockings. They're so fun. It takes a long time though.
I wouldn't know where to begin.
I just buy like a normal, like a regular stocking.
Like a sock?
No, like a regular stocking. Like the furry, like Santa, like the red and white one. And then I get felt. I pick the dog's color because all of my dogs have their own color. And then I like write out their names in like block letters and then I sew it onto the stocking. I don't know how to sew, so it takes a long time.
Oh, jeez.
And it looks probably very weird on the other side, but like in the front it looks nice.
Perfect.
Do you know if I have any holiday traditions with the dogs? No, besides like giving them gifts and getting them stockings. Although, how long have I had Gryphon now? Maybe 2 years? So this will be her second Christmas with me. And I want to continue doing this, but Gryphon really likes toys, like these plush toys with squeakers inside them. And since she's so big, I've been getting her the giant one. So last year I got her this giant like turkey leg, and then I think there's also a pickle, like a huge pickle. And I find them at PetSmart, so every year I want to get her like a giant toy.
Yeah.
It's funny watching her carrying it around.
I was just at PetSmart the other day. I seen them, but here's the problem. We've done that before, and literally I'll give them to the dogs, and one of them will take it, and 2 minutes later, it's exploded everywhere. Just everywhere. I have pictures of like just stuffing all over, like it snowed in the house.
Ooh. I just had an idea for a good TikTok. Full circle. All right, let me get through our announcements, and I think that's pretty much it for what we wanted to talk about today. I did mention the card exchange, so my P.O. box should be in the description box if you're watching this on YouTube. I think it's also, the new thing is this podcast is now available in audio form. I did it. I made it a real podcast. I don't know if it's on Spotify yet, but it should be soon. I applied to have it on there, so surprise. Happy early birthday to Loki. We have a real podcast. It's a real podcast. So yeah, get the P.O. box somewhere. It's everywhere, on my Instagram, on my description box. Steve's doing the hand thing on the YouTube video. On the TikTok description. So if you send me a Christmas card, just make sure you write your return address really clearly so I can send you one back. I have a special one with just the dogs on them, and I think if you guys could imagine, it took me a lot of energy to get this one photo, so
It did.
I was sweating. I really was. The Christmas card that I'm sending out to my family and whatnot, like I'm in it too, and Tiny, and I realized that we look like clearly we're from California because I'm wearing shorts, but I had to be wearing shorts because I was so hot after like wrangling the dogs and him, and then like I felt bad because I was like, am I yelling? I don't want to be yelling, but I need everybody to just look here for like 1 second.
I think what I'll have to do is take the next year's Christmas photos now.
Right?
So that they're ready for next year.
I took this, I think it was Thanksgiving weekend, and I think, even Tiny was looking at me like, is it Christmas
American
yet?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, American Thanksgiving, not Canadian Thanksgiving in October. That would be early. Maybe you should do that. Do it, make that your milestone. For Canadian Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving, you can start doing your Christmas photos. Okay, I had Hanukkah here, started yesterday, and Christmas it's next week. Next week? Oh, not next week. The next time we would be doing this podcast is on Christmas Day, right?
Yeah. Well, it depends what day we do it.
We can release it on Christmas Day. I'm free.
I'm free.
Oh, and that was it. Any last words about TikTok or your holiday traditions with your dogs?
Don't listen to what people say about TikTok. There's a lot of adult content on there where it's I see a lot of people on Facebook maybe say like, oh, TikTok's for kids. Don't listen to
True,
them.
it's not. Yeah.
Download the
I
app.
think since the lockdown started, there's like a whole ton of millennials on there now.
There's a lot of Gen Xers on there. There's
True.
even boomers on
Exactly.
there.
There's just a lot. There's a Santa Claus is on there. I follow Santa Claus. I don't know if you have
I
seen
did not
him.
find Santa Claus.
He's so cool. He's so cool. Sometimes he live streams and he's Santa, like for real.
Maybe I should ask him if he needs a new method of
Ooh,
transportation.
yeah, but they're very loud. Remember you sent there's like that meme where the dogs are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Santa, is that you? Yeah, for sure. I think it started out for kids, and I definitely sometimes feel very old on there because I was a dancer, so I do still like dance content, and I'm like, oh man, like I haven't done this kind of stuff in a long time. But I think once you know what you like and you follow the people that you like, it curates like a For You page for you that is a lot of people that are very similar to you. Like sometimes some TikToks I feel so called out too. I'm like, this really was for me.
It's literally they just made it for me.
Yeah. I think it's get on it now, I guess, because it hasn't been heavily commercialized or whatnot yet. Like I'll see ads on there, but I think like Steve said, it's
you could turn them off,
and it's easier to grow. It's pretty easy to grow on there. What I'm at like 13,500 follower or subscribers on YouTube. It took me 4 years to get there, and on TikTok I'm at 250 something thousand. So it's just different. And just feel free to be as weird as you want. All right, well, let's end it here, I guess. I'm gonna do my best not to laugh during the outro.
There's more editing for you.
I'm not gonna edit it out. Everyone can just see what a hot mess I am. Okay, here we go. All right, so thanks for joining the Sibe-Stream podcast this week. Your support means so much to us. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend and leave us a like, comment, or review. Remember, the best way to care for your Siberian Husky is with love. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Aroo! Oh, I think that went well.